So, I hope we are audible. Bibhuti sir, am I audible to you? Sir, your voice is very low. Hello. नहीं, it's not mute, sir. सर माइक बंद नहीं है, आपको आवाज आ रही है? सर आपकी आवाज यहाँ बहुत हल्की आ रही है। हेलो विभूति सर, आपको आवाज आ रही है हमारी? can.
आपकी आवाज आ रही है, बहुत कम आ रही है.
सर आपकी आवाज बहुत तेज आ रही है, थोड़ा सा वॉल्यूम लो कर लीजिए.
लेकिन आप.
हेलो.
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 Sir, can you hear us now?
एक मिनट वेट. Give me some 1-2 minute time.
Okay, sir.
Hello.
Hello. So shall we start?
Yeah, I'm getting your voice. But voice is not clear. Voice is very simple.
Sir, okay, you can start with. We can start the session.
Okay. इसलिए हटा लो. हाँ. आवाज ठीक से नहीं आ रही.
Sir, just a moment. I'll just read out your introduction.
Hello. हेलो.
सर आपको
हाँ अभी आ रही.
आपको आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ अब आ रही.
Okay, sir. We'll start. So, to begin with, good afternoon, everyone. It is my privilege to introduce Dr. Bibhuti Bikramaditya, the esteemed keynote speaker for today's plenary session of 3-day AICTE-sponsored conference on AI and data science, Catalyst for Viksit Bharat. Dr. Bibhuti is the founder director of Smartway Electronics Private Limited, a trailblazing organization specializing in medical electronics, embedded systems, and semiconductor research and development. With over 24 years of experience in India and South Korea, he is a renowned expert in chip design, VLSI, and medical imaging technologies. Holding a PhD in nanoelectronics from Aryabhatta College, University, Patna, Dr. Bibhuti has published extensively in reputed journals and holds patents in LED nanomaterials and 5G-enabled emergency response systems. His contributions have earned him prestigious accolades, including Dhanvantri National Award in 2022. As the founder chairman of Bihar Brains Development Society, he actively promotes scientific research and organizes annual Bihar Science Conference. Today, Dr. Bibhuti will share his visionary insights on the topic of transforming public utilities through indigenous innovation using artificial intelligence and IoT technology, exploring how homegrown AI and IoT solutions can revolutionize public utilities, driving efficiency and sustainability towards a Viksit Bharat. Please join me in warmly welcoming Dr. Bibhuti Bikramaditya for what promises to be an inspiring and transformative. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Can we start now?
Yes, sir. Please start.
Okay. Good morning, all of you. I'm Dr. Bibhuti Bikramaditya, as she rightly said. So it's audible now? It's audible?
Yes, sir, it's audible.
Okay, fine. So, first of all, sorry to all of you that I'm not present physically over there in the Patna College. It has never happened that I was not been able to physically present, but because of some the immediate and urgent situation that I had to rush to Mumbai and Delhi, so I could not be make available myself there in Patna College. participant of this conference. My topic I've been given, that is transforming public utility through indigenous innovation using IoT and AI devices, AI technologies. See, I tell you very frankly that first of all, explaining myself in the company, we are an electronics and semiconductor device company where we design and develop the electronic technology systems, and we have already made many kind of systems for the market that is currently running to the market. So coming to the point that we are in the field of manufacturing of the electronic devices. We do work on the AI technology, IoT technologies, and the other kind of medical devices. See, one thing I tell you, that if you talk about the public utilities, then what are those public utilities? Public utilities are something like public, like power generation by the electricity department. And in the power generation, there is 3 points. That is power generation, transmission, and distribution. And these are very difficult things. Second comes to natural gas supply. These days, gas supply has become very common. Earlier, we used to go to the offices of the gas supplies, bada handi leke, bada cylinder leke, and then they were giving us. Now, there is technology and involved in that, and now it is a very well connected system, very automated system. You apply on the register on the mobile and you will get it the natural gas at your doorstep. Third is the water supplies, sewage systems and all. Third is the next is the groundwater management. Transport system, like these are the public utilities. You can say the health services nowadays it has become a public utilities. And lastly, we can say that broadband health internet services. Nowadays, it's very common. Without broadband internet, we cannot go ahead. So the light, something looks like a hell when your internet is not working in a mobile, in your TVs or everywhere else, and in the laptop. So these are, we can say that are the public utilities. And if you go through all the public utilities, you will find a common problem. I have made one picture, something like electricity power distribution. In the electricity power generation, the one thing is called generation. Generation technologies are required. How will you generate the electricity? So technology is required. Hardware is required, software is required. And then for generation, technologies are. And then point comes the transmission and distribution. Like how to distribute your electricity to the other customers. Like whenever there is a power generation like NTPC, and from NTPC to your home, there is many channels. Like state government buys this power from the NTPC. State government has its own transformer-based system, and then it has come to you through transformation. So in between, if the distribution and transmission is not at all good, then power will not come without any effect. Like earlier, you should see that earlier we had in the villages something like voltage was something called 80 voltage. It should come to 20. But here it was coming to 80 volt, 60 volt. Then there was requirement of the inverters, or requirement of the big stabilizer. So for that, only for transmission in your houses, transmission is somewhere else. So we have to give up pulling up your power from 80 volt to 220. See, at the transmission line where the NTPC is there, if they are sending power something like 10,000 megawatt, and wanted 20 to 20 megawatt in the houses, you are not getting at all. You are getting 80 volt, 80 watt. So in that very case, there is something called losses. So there was many transmission losses. So thanks to the government nowadays, from time 10 years, 15 years, the transmission losses have been minimized while using technologies. Okay. So these are the problems of the losses and distribution. The same thing, if you see all the water public utilities, whether it be groundwater situation or natural gas or water supplies, the sewage system in all over India, though we say that our system is good, but whenever flood comes, whenever rain comes, heavy rain comes, whole cities become drowned with full of water. Whether it be the Patna or Bangalore and Delhi and Mumbai, the life becomes hell when good rains and heavy rains comes. So the meaning is that our sewage system is not at all good. It's still not at all good. There is a need to do something like that. So why it is coming? The problem is something like there is a complex policy making. We can say that whenever we make a policy to implement it for the public, then we see that policy making, though they have all the points, all the points are having, some points are having counter options. So they cross each other. So sometimes the government official involve themselves in only saying that this is the law, these are the laws, we will not go ahead in this way, we will not go ahead in that way. So that kind of situation comes for implementing the public policy in the government sector. One. Second thing, when we start this one, then there is an improper kind of, you can say the inadequate kind of implementation policies. When you do implementation like in the state, in the cities, then sometimes it happens that, we should implement in that way, the proper way. So proper way of policy making is required, for implementation is required for having without affecting the good kind of public utilities services to the society. Then we said aging and inadequate infrastructure. We make a plan, we make a policy, suppose we have caliber to implement it also, but we see that we don't have the infrastructure. The whole government, whether it is central government or state government, we see that there's no proper infrastructure. अगर कुछ खरीदना है, कुछ काम करना है, तो there should be hardware. There should be all the tools there in the system where we purchase. So we see that there is a problem of inadequate infrastructure in the government in India. Then we say that I will talk to you that these are the problems: the transmission losses, complex policy making, improper implementation, aging and inadequate infrastructure. These are the problems. One major problem is that population is increasing day by leaps and bounds. So demand is also increasing. So when demand is increasing, and in that way demand is increasing, we are not going, we don't have a proper implementation policies, then the problem will come, and problem is coming. So we face problems because of the increasing demands and evolving many regulations. Regulation counter affect other regulations. Okay, so there is an urgent need to transform these problems into the opportunities to help the society, to make the life easier and happier. Like earlier we had a different kind of phone, only base phones were there. Now we have a mobile. What they made? Technology made our life easier and which make us very happy. For that, there are many kind of system like sewers to implement the sewers problem to alleviate the problems of sewer system, or to the water supply system, or to the different kind of problem, health services and all. So one thing is technology should be indigenous, and indigenous technology should be meaning is that it should integrate knowledge and technology, local knowledge. जैसे सीवेज सिस्टम है, नाला कहाँ, नाला पानी कहाँ से आता है, घर से पानी आ रहा है, डिफरेंट घर से पानी आ रहा है, पाइप जाम, उसके घर को ठीक करना पड़ेगा, उसके पानी का सिचुएशन कैसा है, नीचे से ऊपर जा रहा है या ऊपर से नीचे जा रहा है, तो ये प्रॉब्लम को लोकल नॉलेज से हमारा जो लोकल नॉलेज सिस्टम है उसको ज्यादा अप्लाई करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि बाहर के जो लोग आते हैं, those who comes from abroad, those who come from different companies or from different countries of the world, they don't know what is the situation you have in India. We know the system we have in India, we know how, now we have the technologies, now we have a challenge also, those who can implement those systems into Indian cities. So first thing that the system should be, technology should be integrated using Indian knowledge systems and technologies. So what should be the aim? Aim should be to create a sustainable, resilient and context-specific solution. What I'm saying, the context-specific solution. Like context-specific means one problem cannot be the solution for all. One problem should be solution for those problems. Maybe this can be applied to the system, but may not be applied to the system. जैसे कोई सिस्टम को अप्लाई कर सकते हैं किसी डिफरेंट सिस्टम लगाने के लिए, लेकिन यह कोई जरूरी नहीं है. तो कंटेक्स्ट स्पेसिफिक सॉल्यूशन हम लोगों को देना पड़ेगा. ये कैसे होगा? इसके लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि देयर शुड बी कोऑपरेशन विद इंडिजिनियस कम्युनिटीज to foster the holistic vision of development. Holistic vision of development is required that respect the cultural diversity and local unity. Why? Because sometimes what happens, people say no, मंगलवार को ये काम नहीं करना है. People says कि बुधवार को ये काम नहीं करना है. ये बात तो उसमें क्या है कि जो cultural जो diversity है इंडिया का, different लोग different के तरीके, उसको implement करने के लिए very important we should have holistic approach and development. That is very important for Indian kind of development. Second is nowadays system automation is required. System automation means those we have, suppose we have a very big company for implementing the water sewage system. Then we require a complete hardware with automation. Like it should be automated. पानी कहीं भरना है तो पानी अपने आप चल जाना चाहिए. जहाँ से पानी वाटर सप्लाई जहाँ से स्टार्ट होता है, तो वाटर सप्लाई में ऐसा नहीं कि कोई आदमी जाएगा, उसको फिर ऑन करेगा, फिर 9 बजे ऑन करेगा, 12 बजे ऑफ करेगा, फिर 2 बजे ऑन करेगा, फिर 6 बजे ऑफ करेगा. तो that creates a problem. तो sometimes मैं आदमी तो आदमी है, वो भूल जाता है, कहीं दिमाग में नहीं रहता. तो ऐसे केस के लिए we need to implement automated kind of system. The system automation is required. You know, a system automation in all over the world has become a very good subject. Okay, in every knowledge technologies, system automation is required. Third, IoT. These days, IoT and AI has become the buzzword. Why buzzword? Everyone talks about the AI. उसका नाम तो आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस है, लेकिन वो पॉपुलर कैसे हुआ है? AI से. उसका मतलब ये है AI करता क्या है? अभी AI का मतलब यहाँ ये है कि that will predict, it will help in decision making processes, and it will also help in predictive technology. Like अभी से 2 घंटे के बाद क्या होगा, 4 घंटे के बाद क्या होगा, फ्लड का फ्लो अगर किसी डिफरेंट टाइप का है, तो अगर पानी जहाँ से आ रहा है, तो पानी में कुछ 4 घंटे के बाद पानी का स्रोत कैसा रहेगा, पानी की इंटेंसिटी पानी की कैसे रहेगी, उसके लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि हम लोग आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस का यूज करें. और दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. व्हाई IoT? Because IoT is required for getting the data from anywhere of the world. कहीं से भी डेटा को जानना है, देखना है, तो इंपॉर्टेंट है कि IoT का हम यूज करें. तो I can say this, that same indigenous technology is required maximizing the public resources. I tell you one thing very frankly, that we are, as a company, we are also working in two kinds of technology in public resources. That is, first is the groundwater management system, and second is health services. About the health services, everybody knows that our company is medical electronic devices. So we have a very good system. I'll tell you later what we are working on the health services. But to start with, let me start with the groundwater management system. You know, groundwater is becoming a crisis of the world. Why? Because groundwater is becoming polluted, and 50% of the world water is becoming affected by the pollution. And so this groundwater is also decreasing day by day. By what? By over extraction of the groundwater. Also, it has reduced the water level of the aquifer. In aquifer, there is a layer aquifer where rocks and where water collects. जहाँ पे एक लेयर होता है जहाँ पे पानी जमा करने की क्षमता होती है, उस लेयर को हम aquifer कहते हैं. वहाँ उसकी क्षमता कम हो रही है. Why? Because ये जो aquifer है, जो पानी को जमा रखता है, वो dirty हो रहा है. Why it is become dirty? Because of groundwater contamination and industrialization. Industry से जितने waste आते हैं, waste कहाँ जाता है? Waste finally वो कहाँ जाता है? वो जाता है आपके अंदर, जमीन के अंदर जाता है, और 10 फीट 20 फीट के अंदर बहुत नीचे जाता है. और ये जो heavy metals हैं, heavy metal mixing of substances like oil, gasoline, road salts, fertilizers, pesticides, these contaminants produces, we are using these contaminants for the for agriculture processes. This also affects the groundwaters, and also leakage of the specific tanks. Buried underground and accidental leakage from the underground storage tanks are also becoming the problems. Again, that for drinking the contaminated water, it may cause the hepatitis, dysentery, and diarrhea, etc. The dirty aquifers and the shortage across all over the world have started destabilizing Indian economy as well as the world economy. So, अभी पानी का एक बड़ा problem आने वाला है, आ रहा है, because in Bihar, especially in whole India, there is no much crisis. But in Bihar, there is no much crisis at present. At present, we don't have much crisis. We are not facing very much crisis because we are having good water system. But it has started now. अभी इस साल आपने देखा होगा, अगले साल भी कि पानी का लेयर चला गया. सीतामढ़ी, मुजफ्फरपुर, दरभंगा एरिया में पानी का लेयर नीचे चला गया. सभी लोगों को बड़े-बड़े अब जो है पानी का निकालने का सिस्टम लगाना पड़ा. ठीक है, 2 सालों से पानी जो लोग ग्राउंड वाटर से निकालते हैं, उसका लेयर चला गया है. लेयर करीब 10 फीट नीचे भाग. ये प्रक्रिया जारी है. तो ये प्रॉब्लम सिर्फ इंडिया का नहीं है, बिहार का तो अभी बनने वाला है, लेकिन पूरे वर्ल्ड का प्रॉब्लम होने वाला है. For that, we need to have management. That is very important. इसको हम लोग कैसे? तो we need to have certain kind of technology कि भाई अगर वाटर का लेवल कितना है, ये जानना बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है. वाटर का लेवल कितना है, ये जानना बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है. कितना जा सकता है, ये जानना बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है. और ये कुछ दिनों के बाद ये वाटर लेवल कितना बढ़ेगा, कितना घटेगा, ये जानना पड़ेगा. So for that, there is one company, there is one sensor called Hydros 21 sensor. The Swedish company has made one sensor cataloger, and they have made IoT also. So this cataloger gives the water level, density, and the current. Using these 3 parameters, you can say that whether it is water is affected by the process, affected by the arsenic and all. This we can predict. So we can say that if we were buying this sensor, we can implement this technology in India. I tell you very frankly, we as a one Chinese company has monitored the wells, getting the data like उसका मतलब इलेक्ट्रिसिटी क्या है, उसकी कनेक्टिविटी है कि नहीं, उसमें वाटर लेवल क्या है, ये जानने के लिए उन लोगों ने एक डिवाइस बनाया था। बाद में उन लोगों ने हमसे कनेक्ट किया और हम लोगों ने इसको बनाया और we have successfully developed data loggers for ground water management system। ये जो ग्राउंड वाटर मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम का डेटा हमने बनाया है, ये अभी कुछ दिन पहले आपको दिखाएंगे इधर के बाद कि वो सीडैक पटना ने उसको एक्सेप्ट किया है। ये मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स एंड आईटी को गया है। वो बिहार में फ्लड मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम को कंट्रोल करने के लिए एक फ्लड मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम लाया जाएगा। 4 जगह पे बिहार में वो आपको बख्तियारपुर के आसपास सिस्टम वहाँ लगाया जाएगा, वो टेस्ट करने के लिए कि कहाँ फ्लड को कैसे कंट्रोल एंड मैनेज किया जाए। अगर फ्लड आ रहा है तो पानी कैसा है, कहाँ पानी खराब हो सकता है, कहाँ का पानी गंदा हो सकता है, वो हमारी कंपनी को अभी मिलने वाला है। वी ऑलरेडी सीडैक हैज ऑलरेडी एक्सेप्टेड एंड सर्टिफाइड अस। लेकिन आप इसको देखेंगे इसकी तो क्या है, एक मेजर क्या है कि डेटा लॉगर बनाने के लिए सेंसर की जरूरत पड़ेगी भाई। तो सेंसर तो हम खरीद रहे हैं यूरोपियन कंट्री से 80,000, एक सेंसर का दाम 80,000 रुपया, 80,000 रुपीज, और 80,000 रुपीज का एक सेंसर खरीदेंगे तो मान लीजिए कि कितना बिल है, कितना खर्चा आएगा। So we need to develop our own sensors. That too of the cost of 10-15,000। हम लोगों ने बिना उठाया है, हमने बहुत सारे प्रोजेक्ट लिखा है इस पर, और we are now designing, developing the sensor for water, ground water management. That is sensor. The cost of the sensor will be something around varying from 15,000 to 20,000. So कितना 80,000 रुपए का सेंसर मैंने खरीदा, उसको टेस्ट किया। नाउ हमने उसको 75% रिड्यूस करके 20,000 के आसपास ले आया। तो ये अगर जिस दिन आ जाएगा, it will revolutionize the groundwater management. So this is very important for hydrological sensor. We should have our own Indian meteorological sensors first. सेंसर के बाद एक टेक्नोलॉजी है जो सेंसर से इंटरफेस आप करना चाहते हैं। तो इंटरफेस करने के लिए दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, दिस विल आवर ओन डेटा लॉगर। वो क्या करेगा, डेटा को सेंसर से लेगा और भेजेगा। कहाँ भेजेगा, आईओटी के जरिए कहीं भी भेजेगा। सपोज दे आर 1000 clients, so 1000 clients will be seeing our data from across the world, from anywhere of the world. So they are seeing the data and also they are seeing the data, and our system will predict कि भाई इतना साल के बाद, इतना एक दिन के बाद पानी का फ्लो ये हो, या पानी का लेयर इतना बढ़ेगा, इतना घटेगा। ये डेटा उनके पास जाएगा और that data will certainly help us to know, to predict that कि वाटर का लेवल क्या होगा। उसके हिसाब से हम लोग सेव कर सकते हैं बहुत सारी लाइफ को। उसके पानी के कंटामिनेशन तो अपने टेक्नोलॉजी से ठीक कर सकते हैं। So that is very important. That we should have our own sensor, we should have our own data logger, and this technology we already know that. So we are into now working on this sensor, this data logger. So this is a very important thing now. You cannot say that only AI will be work. No. If AI is just a software, correct? So where AI is to be implemented, AI is to implement the hardware. Without implementing the hardware, how will you understand? So this is very important thing. So Indian data loggers should be developed. The Indian sensor, open sensor, electronic circuits should be ours. The data logger should be ours, and then we use the AI and IoT. This is the implementation model for any developing countries and development countries for releasing the product into the market. In keeping in mind that product should be good quality and effective prices, low cost effective prices, so that we can afford. Not like a European where the prices are becoming more than 20,000. We should be this price less than 20,000 with the same technology to be implemented implemented in India. See, there are sensors, I tell you, but this slide I should not have shown to you because this is not required to all of you. But I tell you very frankly, people are saying that sensor बनाएंगे कैसे? The sensor बनाएंगे कैसे? तो these are the things. ये जो custom board होता है, ये barrier board होता है, ये lithium ion battery की आज के बहुत important है, temperature sensor रहता है. ये जो बनाया गया है ground water management system का जो हम लोग बना रहे हैं, जो हम लोग जो डेटा बना रहे हैं, उसका एक component है. These components are required for making sensors. So in India, there are very few companies and very few academic people are working on sensors. But this is very important. We should start working on creating our own sensors. So these are the components required for making our sensors. See, we have already developed for our studies client. In the Bangladesh, there was a 32 pills we have already monitored. And if I have time, I'll show somebody else data that how we monitor this Bangladesh 32 pills. And that is working very fine. So these are the data you can see here. This is the app we have developed for the Sweden-based company who has implemented this into the Bangladesh. It is giving water level, water quality, temperature, its conductivity, and according to these, you can say that these parameters, we can say that what is whether this water is affected by anything or not. What is the pH level? What is the whether it is affected by the arsenic or what you call fluoride and all. So this is very important. This will get the data on mobile itself. In addition to the IoT web server. The same thing we have developed for the cloud-based groundwater management system for Bangladesh clients. Bangladesh client was the project of UNICEF, and World Bank has funded for our Swedish client. If we develop our product, see, hydros 21 sensor on which we worked was of the price to 80,000 rupees. In situ US-based company, it has a price of 1.5 lakhs rupees. Royal Netherlands-based company, it has a price of 1,20,000 rupees. Japanese company is having 2.5 lakhs rupees. Rinko China has a price of 10,000 rupees. Here the thing matters because from 1,50,000 rupees to 10,000 rupees developed by China. This is very important that Chinese understood this kind of problem. Now we should also take a chance and to develop this product. I couldn't develop the 10,000 rupees, but certainly I said that we can develop it, the range between the 15,000 to 20,000 rupees. That is also very important for Asian market. Why? Because you will not buy the European company. Whether if you buy the Chinese company product, that product will be of 10,000, okay, but it may not be working for an Indian kind of subsystem. I told you very frankly that subsystem should be Indian system should be Indian localized kind of indigenous technology. For that, if Indian technology, if you are paying 20,000 rupees instead of 10,000 rupees of Chinese prices, they are not very, very good for us. So I tell you very frankly that you all should come into this level of development of sensors. Now coming to the groundwater management system with the healthcare management system. We have already developed the oximeter with thermometer. Now we are developing, it's a final phase of this product. It's a 80% product have been developed, that we are going to develop the PHMS, Portable Healthcare Management System. From anywhere of the world, you can see your patient in your house, what they are doing, and if patient becomes critical, then they have to just click on the mode, change the mode from regular healthcare to monitoring mode. Same product will work like ICU monitoring system, and it has to be monitored by the doctors. So if one doctor can monitor 1000% at a time or 10,000% at a time, so this is called as services, which is very important, and now it has come under the public utility services. I tell you very frankly, and with a happy mood that now big companies are showing interest to buy this product and market it. So it is very good for us, all of the companies, all of the world, that Indian companies are now doing good. Even we are doing something good for the development of the public utility services. Thank you. So I feel honored that I have got around 30 or 5 minutes time. If I have taken more than that, I can be very sorry for that. Yeah. Thank you. If you have any questions.
Thank you, sir. You are very well wound up your presentation within the stipulated time. Thank you so much. Thank you for your illustrious presentation. We sincerely appreciate your vision of keenly observing the problem of common man and your organization's effort in developing sustainable and economical technological solutions. We sincerely hope that your efforts in minimizing the problems of common man in India by transforming public utilities through indigenous innovation using AI and IoT technologies becomes a grand success. Thank you again. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Now we'll take a lunch break and all participants are requested. All the participants are requested to move to the cafeteria. Volunteers